Is the frequency in use?
Yes, it is.
All right, I'll stand by.
Just go ahead, Paul.
This is K4PEW, net control for the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net. Is there any emergency or priority traffic? Nothing heard. If you do need emergency or priority traffic, or you need an emergency, you have an emergency, you don't need one, obviously. We can send you an emergency if you want one. But if you have an emergency, please call 911 first, or you can call us. We'll call it for you. Just make sure you have your name and address ready. So you can do that anytime that there's an emergency. Now, for information on this net, you can see us right now on YouTube using the search block in YouTube with my call, K4PEW, and you'll be able to see all of my radio face to see signal strengths, etc. But you'll also be able to hear what I hear. Just K4PEW in the search block on YouTube. You can also see us on our website, 146415.net. You won't be seeing anything there but some nice information on Simplex. And also you can see and get it in the email list at groups.io, that's groups.indiaoscar, and sign up for an email if you're not already there. Also nice information about when and where our nets are and what our No Rules Club is like, because it is a real club, but we have no dues, no equipment, no location, no clubhouse. We got nothing. But we do have lots and lots of participation, and people are having a good time on Simplex. We conduct a net normally meets at 8 p.m. every Sunday. No, not on Sundays. Every Wednesday and Saturday night at 8 p.m. We're also on here other times during the day and night. We conduct the net, as you are now figuring it out, on 146.415 FM Simplex. The purpose of the net is to ultimately have fun, figure out who you can hear, can't hear, figure out why you can't hear them. If you go on YouTube, you'll be able to hear that I'm not ghost talking and making people up. And you can just figure out how to get better. And most of us have done that in some fashion with better antennas or just higher antennas, and just doing better in what we, for receive and transmit. Many people have even bought new radios. But anyway, the purpose of the net is to do that, just have fun. We invite everyone to use the net to announce amateur radio events and activities. The big activities I have for this week are, today is Wednesday, so we have the 2-meter net, which starts, this is net number 633. We're starting from the east. And then tomorrow night, well, right after this net, is the 10-meter net on 28.415 upper sideband. And tomorrow night, there's a Simplex net in Bowling Green on 146.430. No offset, no tone, no leafs, and no stems. No stems and no, whatever that is. But it's 146.430. It's in Bowling Green. And that's at 7:30. 8 o'clock is the Wilson County Amateur Radio Club's information net on 147.105. That's what it's got to think about. That 105, it's got a plus offset and a 156.7 PL. And that's at 8 o'clock. So you got 2 nets in a row, fairly close, one Simplex and one not. It's Saturday. We've got the get-together in Charlie Daniels Park, Pavilion number 5. It's right near the farmer's market. You can't park in the farmer's market parking lot, though. So if you show up, you have to park around the corner by the big railroad caboose and just walk over by the tennis courts, and you'll see us in that number 5 pavilion. You can bring your own coffee, but there'll be some coffee supplied, and there'll be some donuts supplied. So 8 a.m. or thereabouts. Doesn't have to be that. Could be after. We're there usually a couple, 3 hours. And we just have a lot of fun talking about ham radio and solving the world's problems, and then we call the White House and we tell them what's up. They don't listen, but we tell them what's up. All right. Do we have any other announcements or corrections announcements or questions about the announcements? All righty. Also, do not forget, we have, the ham community has a tailgate, biggest tailgate of the year, I think, over at the Wilson County Fairgrounds. That's November 7th at 8 a.m. $5 to get in, $5 to get out. Yep. No, it's only $5 to get in. And you can, even whether you're tailgating, whether you're not tailgating, if you're just showing up to look around, it's $5. If you're selling stuff, it's $5. There's no cover, no minimum, and just be there. I think it's going to be a big event. That's, and again, November 7th, 8 a.m. or thereabouts, and I don't think it's going to last more than 3 or 4 hours. Anyway, there's big plans there, so we do plan on going over to the fairgrounds. And if you feel threatened, wear a mask and keep your distance, and keep a 5-foot pole handy, or 6-foot pole. That's what it is. Just keep pushing everybody away. All right. Do we have any other questions? Or do we have any questions? We have none. All righty, this is net number again, 633. We're starting from the east. We do the pretty fast check-in. Last time we had 36 check-ins, so I don't want to drag it out. I don't want to speed it up either, but we try to keep the chatter to a minimum on the first go-around, and it's well, what we need is your call, your name, and your location, and we'll move on. So unless you have something big to say, or if I have something big to say, I guess. So we'll start east right now. From the east, please come now.
Whiskey Alpha Forge, Zulu Hotel India, James and Mount Juliet.
Hey, James, sound good? Everything well?
Yeah, done really good today.
Yeah, very good. Well, it's been nice weather, unfortunately. Yeah, now we got no excuse to go out and do work.
Well, I had to do a little bit of the work.
Yeah, good, good. Keep you pumped and priming for the next 30 years of life.
Thank goodness I was able to go out and do it.
Oh yeah, I know the feeling. Anyway, that's James in Mount Juliet. Whiskey Alpha 4 Zulu Hotel India. He's right up there northeast of the library in the middle of town, kind of. Who else is north? Excuse me, east.
KI4SIB, KI4SOR. Good job, Richard.
Okay, hold on. I had Richard in there, and there's somebody else, but I didn't catch the call. But that's Richard K. Kilo India 4 Sierra India Bravo. Everything going all right?
Everything's good in the neighborhood. Hope everything's good down there.
Oh yeah, so far so good. We're doing well, and you sound fantastic. That was Richard, Kilo India 4 Sierra India Bravo, and Stephanie, he's checking in as well for Kilo India 4 Sierra Oscar Romeo. Yeah, Sierra Oscar Romeo. Who else is east?
KB4 SFM.
Hey, how you doing, Tom?
Better than I deserve. Carry on, KB4 SFM.
Very good. That's Tom and Martha, Florida. Not and Martha, in Martha. Kilo Bravo 4 Sierra Foxtrot November. Who else is east? Okay, that sounded like almost a perfect triple. The one who said Lebanon first.
Alan, N4JAV.
All right, I did catch you, Alan. That was funny because it was almost a perfect triple. And then it's Kilo November 4, isn't it, Alan?
November 4, Juliet, Alpha Victor.
Yeah, it was a little bit of noise in there. That's what threw me for a loop there. Very good. That's Alan in Lebanon. Kilo. November 4, Juliet, Victor, Alpha. Everything all right over there?
Oh, yeah. Can't complain. Wasn't doing good anyway. Juliet, Alpha Victor.
You know, when I said that, it did sound funny to me because normally the A is in between the J and the V, and I thought, well, maybe I'm just wrong again, but Juliet, Alpha Victor. I'm glad you corrected me. Very good. That's Alan in Lebanon. November 4, Juliet, Alpha Victor. Now I've got it so huge in the paper, it's going to take up 3 spaces. Who else is east?
N4 NYA. This is Dale in Lebanon.
Hey, Dale. Good to hear from you. You doing okay?
I'm doing okay. Just laying low, flying under the radar. Usually tied up on Wednesdays, but I'm free this one, so I thought I'd check in. Everything's going well. Hope it is for everyone else.
Yeah, I think it is. And now that you're here, I'll ask you. I'll tell you. I hear that things are going well over at the operations center and the work you guys are putting together.
Things are going, it's stroking along pretty good, actually. We certainly have a wonderful relationship with emergency management and the county, and they've done some amazing things for us, and we've been able to help them out too. It's a great relationship. We moved our 147.105 repeater to out on Franklin Road at a little higher elevation. I believe it's a higher elevation, but it's a good location. And also, we now have a DMR repeater that goes along with it. So we have analog, fusion, and DMR at this time.
Oh, cool. So you guys moved the, which I guess was the W4 WC4AR repeater. That's the one that you moved over to a better place.
You are correct. It was sort of the environment it was in. It was difficult to get access to. It was at a TV station, and it was, if anything needed resetting or any kind of maintenance or preventive maintenance, whatever, it was just hard to get to. So it moved it to a location where we can get into it a whole lot better. And it's also, it's got remote power. It's just a great location and a great environment. So we hope it's going to work out well. So far, it really has.
No, that's great. So you guys, I know I'm going to ask a silly question, so bear with me. There was an antenna that I heard was going to go up at some point. Did you use that other antenna that was on the site that wasn't in use?
That's a really good question. I'm not sure the details on that. Tom, maybe 4SSN might know, but I'm not sure. I don't want to just tell you something because it could be wrong.
Oh no, trust. I doubt it was just a point of just a question, because if the repeater's working well and the antenna's working well, it doesn't make any difference, does it, Dale?
That's correct. Yeah, it's. I think Wilson County, as far as all that goes, we're in a really good place. Of course, those aren't the only repeaters in Wilson County. Emergency management, they purchased us another repeater on UHF as well, and that works out well. It's got real good coverage as well for a UHF. It does really good. So back to you, and good evening to everyone on the net.
Yeah, very good, Dale. I'm glad to hear. I'm glad that things are moving right along. That was November 4, November Yankee Alpha, and that's Dale. He's in Lebanon, and he's also the EC for the Wilson County, and they've been putting together quite a deal over there, moving, and now the upgrades to the repeater sounds like there's a good thing going. Well, not that there wasn't. It's just that it's an improved good thing over there. Plus the emergency trailer and the communication systems that they have really have pushed things along. I'd like to think we were some tiny part of that. So, but anyway, yeah, we're here, as Dale knows, all of us Simplextons, even though we're not over there working on those systems, and not all of us anyway. Some of us are. Some key people over there involved in the Simplex net. But I think of all of our Simplex people out here who have improved their systems, have become in the event of emergency, will become key elements in getting things done properly. Anyway, let me move on. Appreciate you being in there, Dale. Appreciate the work you guys are doing. Who else is east? Boy, I'm hearing a lot of noise in there, but I don't know what that is. But I heard it. Eddie in there. Eddie, you doing all right?
Yeah, something might have been wrong with my radio. Doing very well. I love this nice weather. You can get a few things done, and it's great about the repeaters and the site. Can't wait to try them out.
Yeah, very good. I have not been on it. No, not in the last week or so, anyway. But yeah, tomorrow night's a good opportunity. Of course, now that repeater, I think, is farther away from Tom. Tom, is that repeater farther away from you, and you have to get an antenna now? I don't hear Tom out there. Maybe he stepped away. Tom was close enough. He said he could yell at the repeater where it was before. Okay, appreciate you being there, Eddie. That's Eddie in Gladeville, Whiskey 4 Echo Bravo X-ray. Who is Alice's east?
Okay, for Stan.
Hey, Stan. Everything well with you?
Present no call. How about you?
Pretty good. But if I didn't have some aches and pains, I wouldn't know I was here.
Yeah, well, things go getting old.
Yeah, and I got out there today, and the other day I had done it. I had this muscle spasm that occurs once in a while on my lower back, and it did it day before yesterday. And I skipped doing my rowing machine yesterday, and I started again today, and it started up right again. I said, I don't care. I'm going to continue on, and I kept right on going, and worked in such a way that it didn't bother me too much. But if you just stop because you get aches and pains, you're gonna, well, they'll just deteriorate further.
too, Paul. Well, I won't hug you up. KFRSQ, back to that.
Yeah, very good. That's Stan in Lebanon. Kilo Mike 4 Hotel Quebec Echo. Who else is east? Up to the north then.
Kilo Bravo 9, Romeo Kilo. Frank in Mount Juliet.
Very good, Frank. Frank, you just threw me a curve on that. Your call is just for some reason it's sounding wrong. What's your call again?
It's because I said it phonetically. It's KB9RKK.
Oh, see, when you said, I could have sworn you said Kilo Romeo, and I thought, no, that doesn't sound right. That's why I asked you to say it again.
No problem. I was going to say that other tower is basically almost next door to the old one. It's just the other side that's right on the same road.
Oh, okay, so it isn't that far away from where it was before. So Tom doesn't have to upgrade the system.
No, I'm sure Tom can hit that sucker with a dummy load.
Yeah, sure. He could take the rubber ducky off his handheld and still hit it.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't put his finger in there, I would, might light him up.
Yeah, very good. By the way, I did that one time, not with that, but I built a little 70 centimeter and a 2 meter Moxon antenna, and you had to hold it in your hand, this Moxon antenna, because I had made it portable. But I realized that you can't leave your fingers close to the points where you hook up to the antenna.
Oh, did you get burned?
Oh, just a little tiny bit, because I was using the handheld, so it was only 5 watts.
Yeah, that always freaks me out on HF. Like, I don't want to be anywhere near the end of the antenna.
No, you really don't. You're right. Anyway, that's Frank in Northwest Wilson. Kilo Bravo 9 Romeo Kilo. Yeah, I don't mind phonetics. I didn't hear it properly when you said it. I could have sworn you said Romeo, and it didn't make any sense. I thought there's no 2 R's in his call. Anyway, who else is north? Good to have you in there, Frank.
Kilo Echo 4 Romeo Victor Quebec.
Hey, Brent. Everything well?
Everything's great. I'm working off a modified antenna for a little bit until I get my chimney fixed, and then we're going to figure something else to raise this back up where I was, because I can't hear Richard now.
You can't hear Richard now?
No, I'm 8 feet lower than what I was where I've modified this antenna.
Oh, but I was talking to you the other day real well on that same rig, wasn't it?
Yeah, you talked to me the day that I changed it out.
Ah, yeah, very good. Is anybody else hearing that static in there, or is it just me? Must be me. Anyway, not you, Brent. That was Brent. Kilo Echo 4 Romeo Victor Quebec. He's also in Northwest Wilson, upgrading his antenna. At least, when do you expect to have that done?
They're supposed to redo the chimney tomorrow, so I'll have to buy some new brackets, and I'm going to try to get back up next week.
Cool. All right, very good. Again, Kilo Echo 4 Romeo Victor Quebec, Brent in Northwest Wilson. Who else is in north?
W3 JCH.
Oh, yeah. Hold on one second. That's Jason, right?
Dang it, you're so close again. Wife's over here. I tell her we played bets before we got on. You're going to call me Jason for the actual name of Justin.
Man, I'm embarrassed again. Hang on one second. I got to change my squelch here because I'm hearing some other stuff in it. Yeah, we'll see if that does it. Bumped it up just a little bit. Anyway, Justin, I'm sorry about that. See, who won?
That's okay. I mean, you've definitely been consistent throughout the whole thing, so it's all good in my world. But yeah, just hope everybody's well. We don't have much traffic going on up this way. Just happy to be here and happy that you're doing these things with these nets, the footprint that it has out there.
Oh yeah, no, it's the funny part about that I've learned, and I guess I was part of it too. The mindset about getting on the air is, and it's true it's true whether it's simplex or whether it's true on repeaters. Simplex makes it a little more fun just because it's not easy to always work simplex. But people who are hams need a reason to get on the air. But if there's nobody to talk to and there's no nets and there's nothing, it's just kind of random and you don't do it.
I would agree with that. I mean, if it wasn't for the nets or anything else, I mean, we'd just be calling out into nothing all the time. But I mean, that's why we're humans, we're smart,
Oh yeah, no, I agree. It's one of the it is a unique hobby because you could be in a lot of hobbies, whether it's miniature shipbuilding or model cars or model planes, model railroad. There are some others that people actually get together, and like one of the guys on that, Chris, he flies model airplane, not models, but ours radio controlled airplanes. Well, he gets out with a bunch of other people, and so they congregate periodically to usually weekly to get out and be with each other and smash planes into each other and talk about what they can and shouldn't do or whatever. But there's not a lot of hobbies that have the root. If you have any other hobby, you generally can't get together with other hobbyists on a daily basis unless you work with them or it's your wife.
That is a true statement. I've had lots of hobbies too. Whether it be beer making to radio control helicopters like we were talking about. I've been doing that for a while. And I've got a drone to fly around, dork out with those cameras and all that good stuff. But yeah, I agree. Every night to be able to meet the people that you meet and continue to stay in contact. So you could never do that with any other hobbies.
No, that's a little tough. Okay, Justin, I got to tie that together in my brain to the call. I'm not sure how I'm going to, because obviously I've been doing it consistently wrong, so I got to change those whatever they are, synapses in my brain. Justin, JCH. The J should be a dead giveaway, but I picked. Maybe I'll just next week. Let's try for Jose.
Jose work.
And I don't think there's a Spanish. There's a Spanish word for Justin. I don't think there is, but there may be. All right, very good. That's Justin. And Justin, you're in Lebanon, right?
Nope, Gallatin.
Oh, that's right, Gallatin. Very good. Justin in Gallatin. I'm going to put a yellow marker on that. That's all there is to it. Someday I'm going to get that right. All right. Justin in Gallatin, Whiskey 3, Juliet, Charlie Hotel. I did get that right, didn't I?
You got your spot on.
Very good. Thanks, Justin. Appreciate your patience on the name. Who else isn't North? Please come on.
KF4FAX, Otis in Hendersonville.
All right, Otis. Everything going well with you, Otis?
Super. Thank you.
Very good. You going to be on the 10 meter?
Of course.
All righty. We'll see you there. That was Otis in Hendersonville. Kilo, November 4, Foxtrot, Alpha, X-Ray. Who else is North?
WB0NOL, Mark in Northwest Wilson.
All right, Mark. Everything well with you?
Everything's good. Came in kind of late, but I got right in line, I guess.
Oh, that's right. You can jump in anytime. We kind of have rules, but not really. People can jump in anytime. Really. Anyway, that's Mark in Northwest Wilson as well by the Weather Bureau. The National Weather Service. I always say that wrong. National Weather Service. Whiskey Bravo 0, November Oscar. Who else is North?
And 4 LLC, 11 and 11.
Hey, Logan. Good to hear from you. When you getting that tower up?
Hopefully sooner than later. I got something funny to tell you. So I just got back from Las Vegas and got on a repeater out there, and I met one of your buddies.
Oh yeah, Bill. You met N4 NJJ.
Yes, sir. That's who he was. I got on there, and he said, "There's not many N4s out here," and he said, "You wouldn't have to know Paul, would you?"
Yeah, I know. He told me about it later. He sent me an email about it, and I said, "Oh yeah, I know Logan. Well, I know him on the air. I don't know him personally, but yeah, Bill is the one. When did you get licensed again? It was just recently, within the last year or so, wasn't it? Yeah, okay. Just to give, Bill is a nut. He put up a repeater. He has several repeaters, I think. I think he still has 2 or 3. He put up a repeater, and then he announced to everybody in the social media and on QRZ and everywhere else. He said it's a no Bofang repeater.
I know, that's interesting. He's already everybody out there with their Bofang. He has no Bofang repeaters. So I'm aware of it. And, yeah, he has 2 repeaters out there, but they were offline when I was there.
Okay, very. Now Bill's a good guy. He's a pretty sharp guy too. He went from. I met him when he was actually, I think, in 11th grade, and I was up in Niagara Falls, New York, and he lived in about 20 miles away, and we were both doing Simplex, and he was having a good time. He was recently licensed, and it was kind of neat because it's a sharp guy, and then he became president. Like when he was a senior in high school, he was president of one of the big local ham clubs, and he really turned, you know, due to his organizational skills, he made it better. I mean, a lot better. And even though most of the guys were 3 times his age, they didn't seem to mind. But he really is a go-getter, and I think he's got his master's of business administration, and he's got a master's in music education. I think it is. I'm not sure exactly. And he's really a nut.
Oh yeah, he was a great guy, and I enjoyed talking to him when I'm out there. I'll probably reach out to him on all sides sometime.
Oh yeah, no, he's a good guy. All right, Brian. Plus, he's a teacher, so he teaches grade school. So he's really got a lot going for him. He wants to be a principal. I don't know why, but he wants to be a principal of something in one of the schools. Anyway, and to move all the way, you know, just up, and because he saw the opportunity, because they were hiring like crazy, and because of the growth in Nevada and specifically in Las Vegas, he just picked up and went over there.
Yeah, right for that. I'm going to jump out of here and go to dinner. So thanks for picking me up, Paul. And for LLC.
Very good, Logan. That was November 4, Lima, Charlie in Lebanon. And by coincidence, he kind of met a friend of mine that I knew up in the Buffalo area. He lived in Williamsville, New York, which is a suburb of Buffalo. Anyway, who else is next? North. West, then. To the west.
Kilo Mike 4, Yankee Romeo Foxtrot, Mike and Belshire.
All right, Michael. You're not still on drugs, right?
No, haven't had any drugs at all today, so I'm doing pretty good.
That's a loaded question. It's kind of like asking, you still beat your wife, you know?
I was waiting for that phone.
You know what I'm saying? It's just if anybody knows, he was on some painkillers due to surgery, or he was partially, you know, for a surgery he had. So anyway, good to have you in there, Michael. That's Kilo Mike 4, Yankee Romeo Foxtrot. Michael also does the 10-meter mid-10, which stands for Mid-Tennessee, not mid-10-meter net, for mid-10 net on the same frequency we do today, 28415, but he does it on Sunday nights at 7:30 p.m. So mark that on your calendar as well. And if you get on the mailing list, you'll get a reminder about the 7:30 p.m. Sunday night net. All righty. Again, who's west?
South yet.
Well, I got you in there, Charles, but I think I also heard, that was Charles, Kilo Golf 4, Sierra Foxtrot. You still down in Smyrna?
Yes, I couldn't remember if I told you I'm moving to Jolton, Ashland City area, probably by December 1st.
Ah, yeah, you did mention it. I hope that works out for you.
Good evening, thank you.
Very good. That was Charles, Kilo Golf 4, Sierra Foxtrot. He is in Smyrna, but he's moving up to the Jolton area. That's in the general vicinity. I think I heard Richard in there. Did I hear Richard in there? Rick?
I believe that's Rick, Paul.
Did I hear Rick in there? Go ahead, Rick. Yeah, your signal's a bit scratchy to me. But Mike, how are you copying?
He's real scratchy to me tonight, people. I'm the old guy.
All right, there we go. Yeah, I got better on that transmission. Must be conditions are bumping up and down.
Yeah, good to hear everybody.
Very good. That's Rick. You need to get that, you might as well just, now that Mike is not going to be able to help you much with his supposed arm problem, you're going to have to get somebody else to help you with that 2-meter beam.
I know. I've got some things in the works.
All right, very good. All right, that was Rick. He's over in Ashland City, and the signal picks up and down, but I can copy. And it's Kilo Mike 4, Tango, Juliet, Foxtrot. Rick in Ashland City is quite a stretch from me at about, 35, 40 miles. Who else is west?
Coming in 4, India, Lima, Victor, Jack, and Donald.
Kilo November 4, Zulu, Papa, Foxtrot.
Hold on. I did hear you, Jack, and I did hear Zulu, Papa, Foxtrot. Who else? Rick, Michael, what did you have to say?
Paul Daniel, W4LFX. He's tried a couple times to check in, but he's like center deal with hearing the noise to him too.
What was Lima Sierra X-ray? What was his first part of his call?
Daniel, W4, Whiskey 4, Lima, Sierra X-ray.
Oh, cool. And where is Daniel located?
He's Cedar Hill Lake area.
All right. Is that in Tennessee?
Yes,
up around Dale Holler in Clay County.
So you're not helping me, Richard. That's like telling me it's, you know, it's on one of the craters on the moon. I don't know that area.
He's northeast of here, Paul. If you go from Lebanon through Hartsville through the Fayette and go east of there, he's in Clay County at the, well, he's at Dale Hollow Lake, essentially.
Ah, cool. But I wasn't able to hear him. Were you able to hear him, Mike?
No, I couldn't hear him either, Paul.
Who was copying him?
We're on chat.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I can't. I can't watch the chat and write and talk at the same time for certain. Anyway, very good. Daniel was in by chat in relay, Whiskey 4 Lima Sierra X-ray in Clay County. And then we had Jack, Kilo Golf 4 India Lima Victor. I did hear you in there, Jack. You doing okay?
I'm doing great. How about you, Paul?
Oh, if I was any better, I'd get rid of this back spasm I get.
I hope so.
I know. I've had it for years. It comes and goes depending upon how stupid I'm doing things. Every time I think I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger, that's what happens. Anyway, the Kilo November 4 Zulu Papa Foxtrot. Who was that again?
Hey, good evening, Paul. This is Will in Nashville. Kilo November 4 Zulu Papa Foxtrot. Good evening.
Ah, very good, Will. Your signal is actually, whereabouts in Nashville are you? I'm sure I've asked you that before.
Yeah, I'm in South Nashville, in the Radnor Lake area off of Franklin Road, off I-65 almost to Williamson County.
Ah, okay, very good. Yeah, you know, your signal is very good.
Well, thanks. I'm copying you, Will. Sorry that I stepped on somebody a few minutes ago. I'm not copying those guys, or the guy from Clay County, or the other two stations you were just talking to. Over.
Oh, yeah. No, it's funny. We all do that. We apologize for supposedly doubling, but if you knew you were doubling, you wouldn't be doing it. So you can't really apologize for something you didn't do, you know, kind of on purpose.
All right. Well, anyway, thanks to the net. Enjoy listening, and thanks for taking my call. KN4ZPF.
Very good. That was Will in Nashville, South Nashville. Kilo November 4 Zulu, Papa Foxtrot. And of course, we have Daniel W4LSX. Apparently, Daniel can hear me. Is that correct, Michael?
He's in and out. He said your signal is in and out to him. If he was that noise you heard right after Eddie.
Ah, okay. It was either that, because I had, as you guys, some of you guys know, I had some problems just due to my location. I can easily, well, sometimes easily hear a repeater that's down there in North Alabama. And they drive me crazy, and I may have to hire my attorney to get them out. Not real, but they have a repeater on 146.415, and their output's on 146.415, and it sometimes bothers me a lot. Some other people too, but principally me. All righty, who else is west?
5TAW David and Madison.
Hey, David, coming to the breakfast on Saturday?
That is the plan.
Yeah, very good. No pressure. I just haven't seen you in I don't know, couple of breakfasts anyway. Yeah, I'm hoping. My wife asked me, so what are you going to do when it gets colder? I go, I don't know. I guess we'll have to go back to the restaurant.
What they make Cokes for.
Oh yeah, it's not that big a deal. It's not, well, I mean, if it was below freezing, I'm not sure I'd want to be standing out in the pavilion drinking a cup of coffee, but it's not out of the question.
Yeah, cold in the south and cold up north, two totally different things.
Well, here you just get used to it not being that cold. So when it does get cold, it feels like it's minus 50.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, that's David, and he's in Madison. That's November 5, Tango Alpha Whiskey. Good signal. Of course, Madison's not too tough for me, and obviously it's not too tough to me from you. So good to have you in there, David. Who else is west? Anybody else west?
Kilo Delta 4, Charlie Victor Echo, Greg in Antioch.
Hey, Greg. You sound good as well, but you sound great, actually. The only problem that you had was on what, 6 meters?
No, you got me good on 6 meters, 10 meters. I'm looking at some vertical antennas here.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's Yeah, it's quite a for some locations. It's really awful when you have one vertical and the other one horizontal. And some are okay, and from your location, it's really, really. I mean, it's just like you're whispering in there, but I can hear you.
Yeah, 6 meters you got me great. It's the horizontal embed antenna that I've been using.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Well, sometimes I'm not kidding you. Frank, are you still in there up in Northwest Wilson?
Can you hear me down there, KK? I'm here.
Hey, when you were on 6 meters, what antenna are you using for 6 and 10?
Well, I'm still using the infrared 10 meter, 80 through 10 that you're not really supposed to use on 6. I haven't put up my 6-meter par yet.
Oh, that's right. But again, the signal wasn't that bad, though. I mean, to me. But then again, you were horizontal on 10, right?
Yes, I'm horizontal on 10, and I was horizontal last time on 6. And I realized last time on 6, I was only running about 30 watts. I didn't have it up all the way.
Okay. Anyway, I would just and see for some reason, of course, Frank's a little closer to me than you are, Greg. So I'm confident it has something to do with it. But it is interesting how it changes from one location to another for a similar antenna. He's using an end fed as well.
Yeah, I'm looking at some verticals. I need to figure out whether I want to go cheap and do just like a 5/8 wave, which would be great, or whether I want to get something multi-band.
How much does the 5/8 wave cost? Do you remember?
Oh, they're down to like $60. You can get them down in that range.
Well, here's the deal. I got that SPT 500. You know, the one that's Cushcraft, is it? Cushcraft, maybe? Whatever. It's a 10-meter vertical. That thing is it's only, I say only, it's $150. And you don't realize how big something is until you put it together. I mean, it's from one end of the radio to the other, on the mast, it's 16 feet. And so manhandling that thing to get it, move it around and get it up on a pole, and it's a pain in the butt.
Yeah, that's a lot of these radio, I guess they call them rods, I guess, is what's good. But it works so well.
Oh, no, you're right, Michael. Those SPT 500s work great. It's just that getting them up and down, oh my gosh, what a pain that was. Anyway, and they're somewhat fragile. I wish there was a good alternative. Well, there probably are good alternatives to that. Let somebody else put it up for me.
Yes, sir.
Very good. That's Greg and Antioch, Kilo Delta 4, Charlie Victor Echo. Who else is west or south? Anybody else west or south? All righty, KFQ. Very good. That's Tony. How you doing, Tony?
Anything above ground?
Well, you could be above ground and be face down in the dirt and dead.
Let's hope let's be hopeful.
Well, it's just a point of interest there. Yeah, above ground is good as long as you're like an old friend of mine used to say when he asked how's he doing. I said, well, I'm sitting up and taking solid food. If that means anything.
Well, okay, whatever gets you there, but I'm doing okay. I've been working on the SantaNet. Hey, everybody, check into the SantaNet Crystal. Been working on some new material. I write new stuff every year, and I've come up with a new character this year. So, we're going to be introducing everybody to Chester this year, and hopefully he'll be well accepted.
All right, very good. We'll be promoting that as well. And yeah, Tony does the SantaNet. We're going to help him get it out on the air, going out on a repeater, as well as getting it out on the simplex portion of the band through a cross-band repeat here in my house. So, yeah, Tony. Tony's in, is that Smyrna as well, Tony? I say that every time.
Beautiful downtown Smyrna.
All righty. I never noticed a downtown in Smyrna. Is there one?
Yeah, you need to get out more. Yeah, Smyrna's quite the city now.
What would constitute a downtown in Smyrna?
We have a Wendy's.
Oh, well, see, had I known that. What's on the other corner? It has to be a Walgreens?
Actually, we have 2 Walgreens and 2 CVS.
Oh my gosh. Let's talk about upscale. Man. Anyway, Tona in the city on a hill, Kilo Foxtrot 4, Kilo Foxtrot Quebec, in Smyrna, the big city of Smyrna. Good to have you in there, Tony. Again, Tony does the Santa net. We'll be helping him out with that. Who else is Sal?
Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor for David.
I think I heard David in there too, but hold on one second. Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor, Larry. And Larry, you sound fine. Everything all right?
Everything's fine. What's the frequency on that repeater you talk about they moved? Oh,
that's the same one that they do for the information net. That's that 147.105 for the plus offset, and that 156.7 PL. You should be able to hit it fine because it's generally in the same, square half mile. I don't know how. I've not seen it, so they tell me it's real close.
Okay. How about the DMR frequency? Is it the same?
Anybody on frequency know what that DMR frequency is over there in Lebanon?
Our repeater is just a new repeater that just announced it as a new DMR repeater. I'll get it for you in 1 second, K9RTK.
All right. If you would do this, I forgot to put that out. If you can send that out to the groups.io site so everybody knows what it is. Frank?
Yeah, okay, I will. Yeah, give me 1 second. I just had it. I'm just going right back to the website.
All right, very good. Yeah, I'm not sure. I saw that information a few days ago, and I was going to send it out, and I did. So you'll have that one way or the other. You hear it on the air, and you'll see it on the reflector as well on the groups.io site. Everything else going well for you, Larry?
Yeah, going fine, man. I'll let you get on with it. KE4SYB.
Yeah, that was Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor, Larry in Rockville. Who else is south?
W0GZR, Mark in Nashville.
There was a double in there, but Mark in Nashville won.
Well, thank you.
Wow, somebody else was in there, but your signal covered up most of it. I don't know who it was. So at the moment, it's not important. Everything well in Nashville tonight?
QSL, old man.
I still haven't figured out, after all these years, why we use the Q codes on FM.
I love saying that. That's fine. Especially calling people old man.
Yeah, fine business.
Oh, yeah. You and I are the same age, so I really probably shouldn't say that.
Well, every time I say something like, boy, these kids today, they sure are, a problem. And I tell my wife, I go, how come I sound like my father now?
I'll tell you that. Yeah. Oh, boy. I do that all the time, Paul.
Yeah, we sound like our parents. I guess that goes with the territory, though. There are some problems with the new generation, though, that I see that seem to be in it. And I've got my oldest boy is 50, and the next one's 45, and the next one is 35. And even they're of a different mindset than I was when I was growing up. And the ones that followed them have another different mindset altogether.
Yeah, things are different, and that's just the way it is. That's the way of nature, I guess.
Well, I can't help but think, my wife and I boil it down to a simple factor, is that we thought modern conveniences were a remote control for a television, and it cost about $800. And now everything is taken for granted with all of the conveniences of modern living, with cell phones and smartphones and PCs and laptops and you name it, smart watches, smart glasses, and being able to communicate all over the world instantaneously. And they take all that for granted. They don't realize that life is not that simple. Ultimately, it gets a little harder.
And here we are with ham radio, which I just call magic.
Oh yeah, my son, he was about, the youngest one was a young teen when I got into it, and he goes, this is like old school texting.
Duh.
Anyway, that was Mark, Whiskey Zero, Golf Zulu Romeo. He's in Nashville. Who else is north, south? Well, south, yeah, we're already over to south. South, let's do south.
Kilo Delta 4 Zulu Golf Yankee.
Very good, Ed. You doing well?
Yes, sir. I have a great day. My dad thought convenience was getting me to get up and turn the TV.
Yeah, I know it. In fact, we didn't have to turn it much because we only had 2 channels when I was a kid.
Yeah, that's correct. 3 channels for us. But anyway, appreciate you letting me in, Paul. I hope you have a good night.
right, it's 28.415. 28.415 upper sideband. Same as the 415 we use here. 28.415. All right, Ed, we hope to see you there. That was Ed in Shake Rag near Shelbyville, Kilo Delta 4 Zulu Golf Yankee. Anybody else, Sal?
KI4NDN.
No, I almost forgot about you, David. I got some funny responses with that pig story.
Oh, that was pretty interesting. I know it sure is worth time looking at the photos on that website, because I don't know if you did or not, but there's a lot of good information there.
Oh, I did. We're talking about the way back during World War II. They decided to use this pig as and they pretended to auction it off for war bonds during World War II in order to build a battleship. And one of the guys that served on the same ship as me, he started to chase down that rabbit tail, and he ended up doing a whole bunch of research on it because he used to raise hogs, and then he said, and he had never raised one of those kind of hogs. So anyway, he was doing research on that, and he goes, I've spent about a day and a half chasing this down. He even went to one of the sites. He drove to the site where the pig was supposedly buried.
There's a lot of good information. It kept me busy for a couple of hours, that's for sure. Well, good evening, Paul. I appreciate what you do, and good evening, everybody on net. KI4NDN.
Yeah, very good. That's David, Kilo India 4 November, Delta November. He's in Reedyville, and he is instrumental in putting together the Simplex net in let's see, it's Rutherford County. Rutherford? Is that right? Yeah, Rutherford County. And they've been doing that for quite a while now, and that's on the first Tuesday of the month at 7:30 p.m. And if you get on the mailing list, you'll see those reminders. Who else is that again? David in Reedyville, Kilo India 4 November, Delta November. Who else is south?
Kilo 4 Oscar Foxtrot Oscar.
Yeah, right. Very good, Donnie. Good to have you in there. All good on your end?
Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Appreciate it. Thank you. Carry on.
All right, that's Kilo 4 Oscar Foxtrot Oscar. Donnie in Hermitage, south of me, about 5 miles. Who else is south?
ADMUC.
Hey, Carl. That's almost two nuts in a row. What's up?
I know. I'm doing good.
Yeah. Hey, has Tom been up here, or is you just talk to him regular, like on DMR or something?
Yeah, I talked to him a little bit. We did the Skyline thing not long ago.
I'm just curious. I wonder if he's doing all right.
Yeah, he's doing good.
Yeah, he jumped right back into the married life, that's for sure.
Yeah, sure enough.
Yeah, you'd think he'd learned his lesson.
Yeah, he's a slow learner.
And now that he's married, I know there's no way he's going back on the Appalachian Trail.
Oh, yeah, he can give that up.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, we got Carl, who is, let's see, you're not in Franklin. You're nearby Franklin.
Yeah, I'm in Franklin, unfortunately, for sports.
All right, very good. I wasn't sure. But everything else going good for you?
Yes, sir, going good.
Yeah. That was Carl. November 8, November Uniform Tango in Franklin. Good signal, Franklin. Good fix, Franklin. Good signal, Carl. Glad to have you in there. Anybody else, Sal?
Kilo Delta 3, Juliet Tango. Jim, you check in down here in Smyrna.
Ah, excellent, Jim. I'd ask you how you found out about the net, but I'm afraid to ask.
Quite a few folks that I'm in areas with have mentioned your net, told me I need to be monitoring and just check it out, so I did.
Ah, very good. I like to think, not to say that everybody should participate in the net, because we'd be here about 2 hours if we did, but one of the things I think that's useful about the net is that even if you never check in, you can at least listen to people all over about a 40-50 mile radius and see who you can hear or can't hear. And I think that's a good feature to get it to people. It's almost like having a beacon network for Simplex.
Yes, we all appreciate what you're doing, Paul. Thank you.
All right, very good. Appreciate the nice words. That's Jim. And let's see, did you say you were in Antioch?
I'm in Smyrna, about a half a mile from that Wendy's that was mentioned a few minutes ago.
And the Wendy's is the cultural center of Smyrna.
Yes, it is.
Listen, it's a good thing I like Wendy's. Very good. I don't like them since they got rid of that. Didn't they have like a taco salad, and they don't offer it that anymore?
They have a variety. The menu grows and grows and grows. You just never know what's going to be on the next one.
Yeah, no, I really like that. I used to eat salads for lunch a lot when I was on the road. It was easier than eating a big meal. Anyway, easier on me. Anyway, that's Jim, a new check-in. Appreciate you being there. And that's Kilo Delta 3 Juliet Tango. He is in Smyrna. Well, he's in the magnificent city of Smyrna. Smyrna population, 30,000.
35,000 and growing.
Yeah, well, it's all going to be growing, that's for sure. I know. I got here into Mount Juliet and it was about early in the low 20,000s. Here we are almost 9 years later and it's almost 40,000. So it's unbelievable how the growth around here is happening. Anyway, we'll all survive it, I guess. Again, that was Jim, Kilo Delta 3 Juliet Tango in Smyrna. Good to have you in there, Jim. It's always good to have a new check-in. Anybody else south? Any place, anywhere? Please come down.
Whiskey 4, November Papa. David, up here in White House.
Ah, very good. Whiskey 4 November Papa, David in White House. You sound good from White House.
You sound good from down your way.
Yeah, it's a pretty good shot because your elevation is fairly good the farther we go north of Nashville.
Yeah, I'm just up here on top of the hill, about 900 foot.
Yeah, see, that is neat. Because I'm at roughly 700. Well, my house is at 686 or so, and with the antenna, it's up close to 700. And yeah, I get out really good because I'm on a good hill and a good location. It's not the highest hill around. Obviously, you're higher than me, but that's what happens going north from here.
Yeah, well, I've got you almost full scale on the Yazoo meter here, but yep, sounding good. Say hi to everybody on the net.
Yeah, you're 40 over here, David, so it sounds real good. All right, very good. In our mutual admiration society here, that's Whiskey 4 November Papa. It's David in White House. Anybody else, latecomers, lurkers, lollygaggers, sandbaggers, scanner listeners, end time survivalists, and there's something else I forgot.
KO4DTZ.
All right, the KO4DTZ crowd just stepped in. You doing all right, Jimmy?
Yeah. We just sitting here hanging out.
Yeah, well, you sound good. As long as everything's going well. Were you getting hearing most people or just some people?
Some people. There's some people that I can't hear, so I can't tell you who they are. I just don't keep up with it yet.
No, I get it. It's a lot of. That's your number 34 tonight, which is pretty average for us these days. Didn't used to be that way, but as I've said that, well, for like David's sake, Jim's sake down there in Smyrna. When I started this, it was the first net was 1, me. I don't count that as a check-in. And then as we progressed in the weeks that followed, we ended up with a handful, and now here we are 6 years later, and we're routinely getting 30 something. So it pays. I say pays, doesn't pay a darn thing. But over time, if you build it, they'll come. Anyway, good to have you in there, Johnny. Anybody else late check-in? By the way, it was Johnny, Kilo, Oscar, 4, Delta, Tango, Zulu. He's dying to get rid of a few items on the buy, sell, swap, and swindle net. One of them's they really like to give to a interested party, and that's that he's got a really nice. I'll think of it in a second. Gosh, I forgot the name of that 500 machine. What is it called now again?
Yeah, it's the Flex 5000A.
Ah, the Flex. I think I remember that. Flex 5000A, and it's come with all the whiz-bang whistles and keyboard and PC and microphone, and it's really quite a little system for $1,500. All righty. Anyone else late check-ins? Please come in.
Last time for me, I'll try W4 LSA.
W4L. One more time.
Lima, Sierra X-ray.
Wow, very good. How are you tonight?
I'm doing better than the bandwidth on my side up here.
Well, it's a little bit scratchy to me. I didn't catch everything you said, but and what's your location? Is anybody else copying? That's Daniel, right?
Yeah, Paul, he's in Paul, Tennessee.
What's that distance? Do you know? Because I don't.
He's 66 miles from me.
Did he say it's Clay County?
Roger.
Yeah, that's Whiskey for Lima Sierra X-ray, and it's Daniel in Clay County, and in Moss, M-O-S-S. That's making a pretty good trip there, Daniel. Yeah, I didn't get a one word out of it. I heard you earlier, and now I can't. So conditions are obviously changing. I'm glad you checked in there. You're doing a fine job. I'm hoping you can. Did you get on the? If you can, let me hold on one second.
He was saying he's going to raise his antenna up another 30 feet, Paul.
Oh, that should do it. I'll bet you. All right, very good. Again, Daniel, that was Daniel Whiskey for Lima, Sierra X-ray in Moss in Clay County. Yeah, I did copy some of him, and some of the people are able to copy him due to elevation and terrain issues better than mine. But good to have you in there, Daniel. Anybody else? Late check-in. That was number 34. All right, last chance on lollygaggers, sandbaggers, lurkers, and scanner listeners. All right, we're going to move over to the 10-meter net then. We had 34 check-ins. We appreciate all of them. Appreciate y'all being there. We had a couple of kind of newcomers in there, and we appreciate having them in here. Over to 10 meters. Hold on. I'm going to go to 28.415. We will see you there. K4P then.
Hey, Paul, real quick. You need to approve it, the message to go through. It's the frequency is 440.6250. And I put everything on the message, but it says it needs to be approved by moderator. So we'll see you on the other one, KB9RKK.
All righty. I'll send it out as soon as I get off of here. For the, I don't know, Larry, did you copy that at all? 440.625 on the DMR?
Yeah, I got it. Thank you. KE4 as well.
Very good. I made a note of that as well, and you'll see everyone else will see it on the reflector. So onward and downward to 28.415 K4P then. Yeah, all right, it's Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey with the 10-meter portion of the Simplex radio net here on from Mount Juliet. We're taking check-ins now from the east. Please come down. Anybody from the east?
KB4 FFF.
All right, very good. Got you in there, Tom. That's Kilo Bravo 4, Sierra Foxtrot November. Who else east? Anybody else east? Or the north?
KB9RKK. Frank and Mount Juliet.
All right, got Frank in there in Mount Juliet in Northwest Wilson, Kilo Bravo 9, Romeo Kilo. Who else north?
Whiskey 4, November Papa, David in White House.
Ah, very good. Whiskey 4 November Papa, David in White House. Very good. Sound good, David. Which antenna are you using up there?
Max 2000 for the 10 meter here, vertical.
Oh, yeah, it works good for you. Very good. Is that 100 watts?
I'm running about 300 right now.
Ah, okay, well, that helps, but doesn't always help a lot. But, you sound real good. Sometimes more power doesn't make it necessarily any better. Anyway, that was David in Whiskey 4 November Papa in White House. Who else is north? Over to the west. All right, we got Otis and Hendersonville. You sound good, Otis. Go Kilo November 4 Foxtrot Alpha X-ray. Anybody else north?
Kilo Mike 4, Yankee Romeo Foxtrot, Mike and Belshire.
All righty, we got Michael with a good signal out of Bellshire and northeast Nashville. Kilo Mike 4, Yankee Romeo Foxtrot. Who else is north? Over to the west. Anybody west? Please come down. Got nothing. Southward, please.
Kilo 4 Oscar Foxtrot Oscar.
All right, got you in there, Donnie. Sound pretty good. You're still on that. You're still on the off-center fed, right?
I'm trying to work on vertical tonight.
So it sounded a little different. That's why I asked. It sounds. Well, how's my sound? How's my voice sound to you on that antenna?
Well, you sound strong. I heard everybody else fairly strong. I think I may be doing a little better on that horizontal.
Ah, well, it's hard to say. I mean, it varies so much, it seems. Anyway, that's Donnie on a vertical. Kilo 4 Oscar Foxtrot Oscar. Who else is Sal? All right, Greg. Yeah, I have to pay attention when you talk. I mean, it's not that it's terrible, but I have to be listening. Even with it, I don't have to turn it up. But anyway, yep, good to have you in there, Greg. Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo, and he's on an end fed. Who else is Sal? Anybody, any place, anywhere? I heard somebody in there. Ah, KN4 TJF. I got Rick in there. Sound good, Rick? Anyway, that's Rick in Ashland City. KN4 TJF. Who else is? Anybody else? Any place, anywhere? Any place, anywhere. Latecomers, lurkers, lollygaggers, sandbaggers, and scanner listeners. All right, we got nothing. Okay, I'll start from the bottom then. We had 9. It was Rick, KN4 TJF in Ashland City. Greg, Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo in Antioch. Donnie, Kilo 4 Oscar Foxtrot Oscar in Hermitage. We had Michael, Kilo Mike 4 Yankee Romeo Foxtrot in Bellshire, which is northeast Nashville. Otis in Hendersonville, Kilo November 4 Foxtrot Alpha X-Ray. And let's see, it's David in White House, Whiskey 4 November Papa. We had Frank, Kilo Bravo 9 Romeo Kilo in Northwest Wilson, Mount Juliet. And Tom, Kilo Bravo 4 Sierra Foxtrot November in Martha. And then myself, K4 PEW here in Mount Juliet. Is there any other check-ins? Please come in. All right, we'll close out the net. You can stay here and chat or meet yourself back over wherever you want to, including 146-415. Good to have everyone on the net. Appreciate you all. And you guys have a good night. Hope to see you Saturday morning at the Coffee Donuts. Closing out the net, K4 PEW.
Hey, Rick, what you got your mic gain set at?